People deluded. I'm back again. Arsenal 0, Sporting Lisbon 0, and yeah, I believe we only needed a point to get through to the next round officially of the Europa League, and this job done. But it was an extremely underwhelming game, so let's crack on. Going into the game, I mean, there's not much to be said. I know Sporting, last time we played Sporting, if I was Sporting, I said it in my preview, I would think Arsenal overrated purely because if I'm a Sporting player, you want to believe you can win against these sort of sides, and it took us a last-minute goal by Danny Welbeck. Hopefully he gets better as you saw this game to beat them. So they should be confident coming to our place. I know they're not typically good travellers away from home in Europe, but they've got Nani who the Emirates, excluding his Sporting Lisbon career, the Emirates has been a good place for him, so they should have every bit of confidence. With us, we just want to win games. We've drawn 2 games prior to this. Obviously, we've now got 3 draws, but it's enough character to win, and you just want to win games. There's nothing more to say on that front. In regards to the team selection, Jenkinson came into the side. Czech's had injury issues, so he's come and got minutes, as has Socrates. Kolo's on the bench. Monreal's not involved of any stretch. It was nice to see Maitland-Niles, Eddie and Nketiah on the pitch and on the bench, and it was nice to see Emil start the game. But excluding that, I don't feel there's anything else really to talk about in regards to the selection. Probably one of the worst, for want of better words, one of the worst first halves that I've had to comment on and give you guys a vid, purely because not much happened. First 10 minutes, I use the term loosely, but you could say it was end to end. I don't necessarily feel Sporting troubled us, but they were having a go. They were getting forward with the RB, and I thought that was a signal of intent. You saw us today. I don't know if the players were briefed, but you saw Guendouzi have a decent game, as did Aaron Ramsey. They were trying to find Welbs when he was on the pitch over the top, and not just them. Quite a few players were trying to do that. Excluding the first 10 minutes, probably it goes for the whole first half. We dominated possession. We had the lion's share of possession. Czech didn't have much to do. The occasional burst down the flanks, that could be said for both halves, more so in the second. But we had complete control of the game. Our midfielders have enjoyed. We're getting touches, and the only criticism you can probably have is that you want to see a bit more quality on the ball, especially in the final third, because we haven't really produced too many clear-cut chances. We haven't really tested their keeper. This is a side who I don't know if they've appointed a new manager or a caretaker manager, but in the last game, between the time we played them at their place and now, they've got a new manager, so turmoil of sorts, and we're not really asking questions. I feel we're cutting them open fairly easily, not in the final third, but we're able to break. I felt we look like we're having joy on both sides of the flanks, especially down Lichtsteiner's side and when he was on the pitch. But yeah, other than that, there wasn't really much to say. I'll give credit to Sporting Lisbon, I believe, especially around their penalty box in their area. They sat in deep and congested that space and didn't really allow us to... Not that we couldn't cut through them, it's just the amount of bodies, and I feel in particular the centre-halves deserve a lot of credit. Coates and Matteo, obviously Matteo took one for the team in the second half and got sent off, but I felt they were sweeping up, and if anyone deserves their paycheck on the basis of this game, it's the 2 Sporting Lisbon centre-halves. But we're not really creating anything, like I said. It's looking like we need someone to really provoke that inspiration, and we've got the players on the pitch. We've got Mkhitaryan, Iwobi's in decent form. Sadly, Danny Welbeck was injured at a point. Aubameyang's on the field. So you think we have a lot, but there's not really much in the game, to be fair with you. Sporting are going down for penalties, and I'm not down for penalties, are milking fouls, especially with Nani, trying to kill the tempo out of the game. Like I said, we did well to play clip balls over the top, and I felt we did well down the flanks. We put a couple of good balls into the box. Jenkinson's crosses can improve clearly, but I felt Lichtsteiner had a good game in that department as well. And sadly, obviously before... I think we had a couple, I wouldn't say close-cut chances or fine efforts and things like that, but we putting the ball in the box and was giving Sporting some scares, and I felt Wells did well initially to get to the header. I know he didn't meet it because credit to the Sporting defender, managed to just put him off it. But yeah, off that header. But yeah, it looked like we could probably score, and it's sad that, ironically, from that Wells got injured. Initially, I thought it was concussion, to be fair, because he was getting the oxygen mask, and things like that. You then saw the pictures, not pictures of his ankle, but on social media you saw his ankle. There's rumours it's broken, there's rumours it's sprained. Fingers crossed for Danny Wells, who's been in decent form, got 4 goals in 6 or something like that. Obviously, he's called up to the England squad, and obviously whether he stays at Arsenal or leaves, he's playing for a contract somewhere, so it's in his interest to be fit. And it's just a man's health away from football. No one wants to see this, and he got stretched off, and his knee was in a brace. or his leg was in a ankle, whatever was in a brace, speedy recovery, because he's had a terrible time with injuries. I did feel because of that, the tempo did go out of the game even more so, but there isn't really and truly much to say. One thing I'll say is it Montero. Don't know how he didn't get a yellow card, because that was a nasty challenge on Ramsey. It wasn't a dangerous challenge, well it was, but it wasn't like it's gonna life threaten him. But I felt he got a good part of the back of his leg. I was thinking, how didn't he get a foul? How didn't he get a bookage for that? But I felt Ramsey's doing alright in a deeper line role, to be fair with you. But other than that, there's not much to say on that first half. We haven't created enough, and so one criticism is another game where we haven't scored in the first half despite dominating, or just put things to bed in the first half, rotated side or not. I did feel Emil, when Wells was on the pitch, it looked like they were, I wouldn't say they were both up front together, but they were pressing together. I feel, excluding the first initial 20 minutes, Emil Smith Rowe then began to fizzle out the game, for want of better words or phrase. He's still a young player. I did feel he got the application from himself was there, and he was getting into good positions, but the quality on the ball and the quality in the decision making wasn't quite there. But at half time, yeah, I'm just thinking we need a bit of inspiration, a bit more quality in the final third. It's just not been good enough in sorts, and it's been quite a boring game for all the possession. There's really not much more for me to say. Like, I'm not gonna force it. There isn't much. Second half, you're thinking, alright, cool. Henrikh, give these guys whatever protein supplement or whatever you're doing to these lads at half time in games to let them come and turn up in the second half. And initially, I felt we did well. I think there was an opportunity, an early ball got put in to the box, and I think Aubameyang had a shot blocked or something like that. Kohler, when he came on the pitch, put a couple of balls in. We managed to get into the final third and put balls in, but the quality wasn't there. Like I said, I felt Aubameyang didn't have the best of games as well. When he came on, he wasn't staying in the middle. I was thinking these are games where he could poach a goal here. To having said that, he did have what looked like a goal was going in, blocked and things like that. And in the second half, there was a shot. First half, there was a shot from Wells or a header from Wells or something cleared off the line. But other than that, we're not really creating anything. Sporting in the second half, for me, decided to have a bit more goal. You saw Diaby and I think Nani down the left-hand side. Occasionally, they're having opportunities. You see him with Mane and Acuna occasionally. But other than that, neither side really and truly deserves to score. Neither side's really, Sporting are just here for a point, essentially. And they're putting in a good defensive performance to walk away with that. We know we're going to qualify. Maybe a bit of complacency was in our game, and maybe because of the rotation and one eye on Wolves, we weren't quite at it. But in all, neither side deserved to score. Neither side was going to score. Like, it just wasn't there from both sides. And it's the first game. It's the first game we failed to score in. I wouldn't say it's concerning, but it's a bit concerning that it's now been 3 games, 3 draws now. It's not a crisis or any problem, but the longer these things sort of go on, the more it'll be spoken about. But there's not much more I can say on that. Other than that, we've had a near perfect qualification or performance in the Europa League, so there isn't much more to say on that. 2 points dropped essentially. We're still through. Would have liked 3, but it's not the end of the world, and it's not like we're battling to qualify from this. So all I can do is look to Wolves on the weekend, and it is what it is in that department. So yeah, people, I'm out, man. Deluded. There's not much more to say. Comment, subscribe if you wish. I'm out.